Hey guys, it's Sam here. I'm just recording a video today. On why I think you should invest in the silver market before it gets a little too late. Although I think it's never too late to invest, but obviously sooner is the better most of the time, especially since prices seem to be increasing. I'm going to be showing off a few graphs that show the future of silver and kind of the previous trends of it, just to kind of try to prove my theory on why I think you should invest in it. So as you can see from this first graph, it kind of shows the initial spike to around $120 in like December, January kind of area. So that kind of shows the potential of silver in the future. So, what goes up once can always come up again. So if it shows, it went up to $120, which is pretty high, it could probably go even higher than that. I've heard some people saying it could go up to 200 or even higher. Although if it goes up higher than $200, that would probably be hyperinflation and then our economy would be doomed. Another thing to note is how kind of comparing the price of silver now to what it was, when it was $120. Right now it's $76.30, or at least when I took the picture of these graphs. Compare that to 120, that's like, what is that, $54 less or so, or $44 or whatever it is. That's like 33% less, 40% less. That's a good, decent bit less. And if it can go back up that high again, pretty soon we could be seeing a good return on the money that you would be investing into silver. Another thing to note is from that graph is the several spikes that are predicted. So as you can see, we went over kind of one of the spikes already. That was when it rose up to $86 a couple weeks ago. That was actually when I bought my first two silver coins, these little silver eagles right here. I got them when silver was 86, and then I paid a $6 premium, so I paid $92 for them overall. So it was kind of a mistake on my end, buying it at a poor time. That was honestly more of a time to sell it, but I didn't really know, and whatever. But the way I see it is it's still going to probably pay itself back in the future. It's just not right now. But as you can see on that graph, there's a few more spikes that are coming up or predicted to come up. And not only are they going to, it's a good time to sell, so you buy in the dips and you sell them there just for quick returns, but it also has a general increase in the price. So previously, my first spike was like 72 to 86, and then it went back down to like where it is right now, 76. Those future spikes, the low is predicted to be 83, and higher is going to be like 89. So that just shows in 3 months, that's like $6 increase overall, $7. That kind of shows like a 5 to 10% increase, how quickly silver's price is going up compared to how it was in the past. It also kind of shows the weakness of our dollar in current times. So obviously the predictions might not be correct, but it still indicates that it's probably a good time to buy silver. And another thing I want to look at is this other graph where it shows the historical effects of silver. So obviously silver, used to be $3 an ounce way back in the 90s. But one thing to note on the graph is the recession in like 2008, 2009. Silver rose to a little over $40 an ounce during that time. And one interesting thing about that, in my opinion, is kind of how it's showing a lot of indicators of how it is right now. If you had invested in silver or gold too, before the recession, you would be able to take advantage of it and make money during the recession. So some people actually were pretty well off during that. So I think being able to take advantage of any sort of recession that might happen soon would be really handy if you're trying to, still live comfortably. But as you can see, silver is just showing an overall trend of increasing with small spikes sprouted throughout that help you make a little money if you want. But I think silver is really good. Even if you're just starting out, it makes a really good investment. And then eventually transitioning to a more stable gold later down the line, whenever you finally have enough money to do that. Whether you sell your silver or you just keep the silver and buy it then. One last thing I like to note about silver or gold or any sort of precious metal is being able to hold like your value. When I was younger, when I turned 18, I was gung-ho about investing in stocks. So I invested like $2,000 of the money I had worked up and invested it into stocks. And it didn't really work out too well for me. I lost a little bit of money. But I didn't really feel attached to it like the same way I do with my silver. Like I got my Eagles, I got my bars right here. there's sort of an attachment. I feel like I get like this happiness just looking at it, holding at it, just feeling it. I can't describe it. Being able to hold this and know it's worth a certain amount of money is kind of something. It's just really nice. I also do have more silver coming in, so I got a new bar that's coming in the mail a little bit, so I'm showing that off soon. But anyways, I just wanted to talk about that a little bit, so I appreciate you guys for watching. Peace out.